Hey guys, CensoredOtaku here with Just Let It Happen podcast episode 3. We've survived 2 already, and hopefully we can get through this one. This podcast is brought to you by patreon.com/Just Let It Happen. Your sponsorship goes a long way, and anything you want to pledge or even tweet about us, that goes a long way. So be sure to comment, share, subscribe, and like the video on YouTube. Also, be sure to watch out for our iTunes stream that's coming on soon. Also, this is brought to you by GameCrate.com, where you can go and get the latest in editorial news for gaming as well as technology news, and they're really good guys, so be sure to give them your patronage. So I'm going to introduce the people. First, we have Dennafen. What's up, bud?
Not much. I'm doing good. Hanging in there. What are you up to?
Good. Well, I'm sitting here in a warm room talking to you. And also, back again, due to popular demand, EmpororGrinnar. What's up, man?
Just not much, man.
It was literally 30% of our viewership asked for you back.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, one person.
Sweet. Who is this fan?
Probably the guy that's sitting there in stream right now. So, anyway, yeah. So, shout out to Pokey Your Eyes Out Games. Yeah. Thank you for your continuing patronage of this stream. So, and also shout out to my dad. Anyway, who happens to be in the stream. So, anyway, so what have you guys been up to lately?
Not much. I played a different type of game this week. It was not a video game.
Shocking.
I know, right? I went out into the world and dealt with people in reality, like face to face. I may have even come in physical contact with some of them.
And he did abandon us on Friday, which actually tells us that we may be moving the show, because Friday is usually hangout night and date night, and you guys don't have time to come out and watch our sorry asses. So we may be moving to a Monday and Wednesday schedule, which may work out better. But yeah, you were out playing a real life riddle, I hear.
Yeah, so I went down to the Bay Area, to San Jose, with some other friends, and we went to an Escape the Room event. So,
tell us about that.
Yeah, what that is you and 10 of your closest strangers, and you're locked into a room, and then within the room are a bunch of clues that you have to solve in order to get the key to exit the room.
So, does anyone get murdered in this?
Well, I mean, pre-story, it depends. Like, there's always a different, backstory to each one. The next month, or like later this month, they're gonna have a time machine riddle. I mean, one they had an Attack on Titan one at the San Francisco stadium, the 49er stadium one. So there's a bunch of different stuff. And like the next one they're gonna have is actually gonna be multiple teams of like 6 people that have to compete against a bunch of other teams of 6 to try and win. So I think that'd be a good one.
That actually sounds really interesting. I heard my fiance was talking about how she went to one where you had to crawl around in this crawl space and deal with people, or work together and try to get out. Was that sort of similar?
Similar. It wasn't. I mean, there was no crawling around or anything like that. But basically, there was just a bunch of clues scattered throughout this room, this office area, and then and you had to go through all the different clues. There was one that dealt with the Zodiac. And you had to find all the different clues to figure out which parts of the Zodiac were what letter. And then there's another one that dealt with like a crossword puzzle that you had to assemble afterwards and stuff like that. It was really interesting. It was really interesting. Really felt like you were sleuthing your way through to get out of that room.
So it was basically a really bad interview question over and over again.
Right, yes, exactly. What would you do if you were trapped in a room with 11 other people?
Yes, I actually had that when I went to an interview in San Francisco. They didn't pay for my parking. Thank you very much.
Never validate, man. They're startups. Startups don't validate. You know
it's that. $35 wasted. Freaking horrible business model. Anyway, so they asked me a couple questions. One was, if there's three light bulbs and you only have time to go over and look at it once, how do you tell? And also, there was another vague one that I don't remember because I purged it from my memory because it was time that was best spent.
How do you tell what? If there's 3 of them or not?
3 light bulbs. How do you tell which switches go to which light bulbs?
Oh.
Yeah. It's actually pretty clever.
Okay.
So stay tuned. We'll give you the answer. So that at least gives us some time to fill in here while we wait for the answer. So what have you been up to, Grinnar? Are you still grinding Final Fantasy?
Yeah, disc 3 or 4. I don't know. Final Fantasy 8, whatever. Yeah.
It's your life.
That's
dreams.
my life is Final Fantasy.
Yeah. And actually, I had an idea. If you own these games on other consoles, you can always use emulators to try to make them work.
Yes. Twitch actually has a policy where you can use emulators.
You can.
If you can, yes. You may use emulators if you own it.
Yes.
And can prove it.
Okay. Do you have to prove it, or is it just if they ask?
I think like if an admin of Twitch pops into your channel, is like, hey, show me the stuff.
Show me the money.
Exactly.
You go away.
Show it.
Pop on webcam. Here it is, bitches. Console.
Exactly.
Console. Here, I'll give you some internet money with my internet receipts. So yeah. Anyway, so Final Fantasy, real life games. Well, I guess what I've been doing lately, I don't really remember what I did much this weekend. It was mainly, I had some family stuff going on. My mom was in the hospital, but she's out and she's fine. And my brother went missing for about 2 days. So thanks, Josh, for that. But yeah, he resurfaced and we all breathed a sigh of relief. But yeah, he's back, and I guess what I played, I played Heroes of the Storm over the weekend, and we had a game where we were losing by 3 levels, and we got the Dragon Knight right at the last second, and we rushed down. And my fiance got the Dragon Knight. We rushed down and we beat them like with an exposed Nexus. It was amazing.
That's so interesting. Heroes of the Storm is actually one MOBA I would be interested in playing because it's so simplified. Like,
yes, it's Dota for dummies, basically. And that's not to say that's a bad thing. If you want to get in and you don't want to micromanage gear and all that, all you have to do is choose abilities.
Yeah, that's my one problem with Dota and them is I just don't have the time to invest to get all of the gear, like learn what buy path I have to do and what skill path I have to take in order to do what duty, dependent on if I'm a support class or I'm a jungle class or carry or whatever. I don't want to deal with learning all that crap.
And also, there is a very distinct difference between Dota and League and Heroes of the Storm and Heroes of New Earth. I mean, all of them have their own nuances that have to be learned. Like these are the kind of games outside of Heroes of the Storm, but these are the kind of games that you have to have a second monitor up with a FAQ or some sort of build order. No, it's serious. Like even when I'm playing, like if I'm playing a new champion, I just throw a build order on my second monitor. May it rest in peace.
May it rest in peace.
I play Smite with a pretty regular group, like a clan actually, and I'm always asking one or two of these other people, hey, what do you think I should buy next for a character that I have like rank 3 mastery of, so I should already know.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. Some people just play to play and they use the regular default bypass in Smite. Smite was my first MOBA actually. And actually, technically, Defense of the Ancients, Dota 1 was my first MOBA, and that
way back in Warcraft 3.
That got me stuck on Wasad keys. So when I'm playing, I move my camera around with Wasad, and people think it's crazy. Yeah. So I actually couldn't play Alpha Heroes of the Storm for quite a while until they instituted keybinds, because I just couldn't play standard League of Legends keys. So anyway, We have a little bit more of an outline this time. So, also for community updates, as I mentioned, we're going to be putting up the iTunes feed shortly. Dennafen's working on that while I'm editing these things. And
I am working on that.
Oh yeah, that would give us a little bit more popularity, just a smidge more popularity, so I don't have to spam all of my Steam contacts just to get people in the channel. But to be fair, most of them are former viewers of mine. But yeah, we got that coming. The website should be on its way as well. We should have at least a splash page up with the schedule and the times and what have you. Also, our YouTube channel is up. We don't have a really good name for it. It's more of just a link, so I'll get a bit.ly and put it in the show notes so you guys can get to it. And now for new releases, we'll just move right into that. So we have this link here. Let's click on it, shall we? So the 2015 game schedule, and we're looking at Game Informer for this. There's a game actually coming out tomorrow that had a lot of play on the last show, MLB 15, the show. And I know you're super excited about that, Dennafen.
Yeah, I need to... Here's the thing. In order for me to really get excited about this game, I need to have a PS4, and I know that I'm just not going to buy a PS4. It's way too expensive.
Yeah, I mean, there are deals, though. There are deals where you can get it for $400, an extra controller, and get any game you want. I mean, I know Walmart has that going on.
Well, it's not so much that. It's like, I have a PC. Like, why can't... And it is a PC. Like, why am I buying another PC? I just feel like I'm buying another PC.
It's Sony, and to be fair, it is the best sports game on the planet. But it is for PS3 if you're willing to go backwards.
Yeah, no. I'll, like I said, there's other PS4 games that I want. I'm just waiting for both. I'm waiting for both consoles to become more mature before I really make a leap on either.
PS4 Slim.
Yeah, PS4 Slim. Or something. We'll see it happen. But I might get that. What else? Neverwinter on Xbox One. What the fuck is this?
I know, I saw that, and this comes right on the heels of Cryptic getting like 15% of its staff cut. So,
oh boy,
I'm kind of interested in that. It's I think it's a Chinese-based company, and they cut like the majority of their foreign staff. So, as said on another podcast, and I know I say that a lot, it's a lot easier to cut a foreigner than it is someone that sits next to you. So,
yeah.
Good luck to all those people that lost their job last week.
Stop saying as on another podcast. Like, you can just wholesale steal stuff. It's not like they're going to sue you.
That is true. You did mention I like to justify myself. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, there's also this other baseball game coming out, RBI Baseball 15. Haven't heard a thing about it, but it is cross-platform. Well, not in the traditional sense, but it's not Sony branded, so it comes out tomorrow. There's a what's this Resident Evil 2 Episode 4 thing that came out last week? Does anyone know?
The new Resident Evil. Those Resident Evil games are coming out in episodes, so it's episodic content for the game. So there's like 4 episodes. It was one episode like every 2 weeks, something like that.
Is that is that like a Telltale version, or are they just doing it in episodes?
It's like a Resident Evil. It's kind of like a Resident Evil 5 type gameplay or 4 type gameplay, but it's just released in episodes.
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading chat. We actually just got hosted with 25 people. Thank you very much, Pokey. You're amazing. He did that for you, Grinnar, so say thank you.
Oh yeah, of course. I love my Edular, as I call him.
So yeah, Marty Party 10 came out March 20th. I'm sure all of us are excited for it.
Oh yeah, I love Mario Party. It's my favorite way to lose friends.
And this one's on the internet, so now you can lose your internet friends.
Right, exactly. I don't have to be.
Is this the first multiplayer one, like online multiplayer?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh man. Oh, and here's something
I can find entirely new groups of people to alienate.
Right.
And here's something I'm actually really interested in because I like racing games. Forza Horizon 2 released their Fast and Furious DLC. As bandwagoning as that is, it seems like a very good addition to an already really good game.
What game?
Forza Horizon 2, not Forza.
Yeah. I don't know. Forza, like all the Forza games have really good like driving physics and stuff, but the last Forza game had so much DLC, man.
That was Forza 4. This is the one that came after, or Forza 5, or what have you. This is the game that came out that's basically open world driving.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still iffy about it.
They burned a lot of people with that with DLC Gate, and actually they burned their founder packs because they said that you can buy any car in the game if you pre-ordered, and then when the game came out, there was like a Porsche or a Lamborghini that was like 10 times what they gave you.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But here's one I got for you though. So it's not coming out this week. It's coming out next week. And it actually kind of pisses me off, is Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin edition, right? So it's basically like the Dark Souls 1 Prepare to Die edition. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
except it's going to have upgraded graphics for the PC, right? It's going to have better matchmaking for multiplayer, right? And it's going to have a higher number of multiplayer players. And it's going to come out with its own DLC, along with including all of the previous DLC.
What's it called?
It's called Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin Edition.
Oh, okay. So it's basically, oh, by the way, if you bought the first one, sorry.
Well, no, it's actually worse than that. So what it's doing is that if you bought the first one, right, and you want this one with the upgraded graphics and the better multiplayer matchmaking and on the PS4, okay, you have to buy this version. And the community, the multiplayer community, is now going to be split between this edition of the game and the other.
Oops, sorry.
So that means that even if, like, I bought the season pass Dark Souls 2, so that means that I'm not going to be able to. I'll have all the DLC, but I'm not going to be able to play with the people that buy that.
That is a little underhanded, to be honest.
Yeah,
they should give you an upgrade for like $20.
That's basically like Marvel versus Capcom 3 with the Ultimate, and then like the billions of different versions of Street Fighter 4.
Yeah. Although they did allow you to upgrade those, like
did they?
Not Ultimate, like Marvel vs. Capcom, they screw their users.
Yeah,
and like, if you don't have Ultimate, you're not going to be competitive in the gaming scene, etc., etc. However, you are able to upgrade Street Fighter 4 into the Ultra Edition for like $20 or $30 or whatever. Now it's cheap because it's been out for a while.
Yeah, but no, ultimately the thing that's bad about it is it's splitting the player base, the online player base.
Yeah, right? I do agree with that. And the game that's already niche, you're niching out your already niche audience.
Yeah, and essentially what it is like people who are hardcore Dark Souls 2 players, like Dark Souls fans, are just going to buy it. Like, I'm probably just going to end up just buying it because I like the game. So yeah,
and that's probably what they figure is that you're just going to buy it because if you like the game, you're probably just going to get it. And I understand that business model. Doesn't mean I have to agree with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I probably, since I didn't get Dark Souls 2 the first time, I will probably partake in this one. But I'll wait for a Steam sale. Sorry, I'm cheap, man.
I know you are. It's fine. And then the other one, let's see here.
Mortal Kombat X coming out in April.
I'm excited, but I suck at Mortal Kombat really badly.
Did you guys hear that one of the developers left Twitter because he was getting death threats on his family?
Really?
Yeah, I didn't put this in the outline because I skipped it, but since we're segueing into it, the guy said, I think the quote was something along the lines of, and I'm paraphrasing here, sexual violence against threats against family members is just horrid or something like that. It was really bad, and I'm like, can people grow up?
Yeah, I don't
of course not.
think so.
Actually, that's not even about growing up. That's about just being a normal human being, you know?
No, it's not. I mean, people on the internet just are horrible.
Yeah.
That's the way it works. People, like internet people, when you're on the internet and you do this shit, you're just a bad person. And the thing is most people aren't bad people, but if they get the chance to be a horrible person and have no consequences, they're going to be, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But unfortunately, what these people don't understand is that, you know, Twitter isn't anonymous, and if they're going to harass people over Twitter, I mean, they have your IP, you know, and they're very, very open to like going after people like this.
Oh yeah, the FBI does not take kindly to that too, especially if you're a big name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't say I can't say I'm against that. I mean, if someone's being just horrible, as someone who cancels his account because I was, you know, just calling out companies. I mean, I was going after companies, like, you know, like I wasn't being horrible, but I was saying stop screwing your player base, blah blah blah. But death threats, I mean, come on. I mean, a normal human being wouldn't do that.
There needs to be a line if you're going to be doing things like that.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that. And yeah. Another thing also, before it gets delayed again, Grand Theft Auto 5 for the PC, April 14th. Now, before the show, we all committed. I mean, we're already looping Grinnar in here as if he was a permanent host, and we're getting to that point because, you know, we actually enjoy having him on, and we'll talk about that offline. But, you know, or at least part-time when he can actually come in. But I'm actually happy that they've been postponing it. I don't want them to actually release a broken game like Ubisoft or any of the other guys. I mean, for Black Friday, I bought Shadow of Mordor for PS3, and it is the most broken piece of shit I've ever seen. This is like one of the first times I actually considered trying to get a class action against on Monolith.
Really? It was broken on the PS3?
Oh, it's so bad. There's tearing everywhere. Textures don't load. The sounds just stack on each other and don't stop. And they never patched it because they're like, it's for PS4, but we'll do a PS3 cross-gen because Sony's demanding it, and then they just release it and not patch it. And I could be wrong because they may have released a patch since then, but I just got disgusted with them. And that's not to say I don't love the game on the PC, since I got it really cheap, but I would never pay full price for a Monolith ever again.
It's I don't know. I only played the PC version of it when it first came out, and that game, it was wonderful.
Yeah, I got the PC version as well.
So I'm sorry. That sucked, man.
Yeah.
I'll buy on the PS3 next time. No,
I actually have Dragon Age Inquisition for PS3, and it plays well, but there's a lot of really weird bugs, and the graphics are meh.
You mean like the beard that's off the face? That's in every version, by the way.
Well, no, it's like facial hair does disappear partially, like if you're looking from a distance or at the wrong angles. But there's also you're running and sometimes people fall through the graphics, or there's like weird collision detection. At one point, I was running and then I got launched up like 10 feet, so I took a bunch of damage. And I'm like, why don't I have a capture card? This would be so funny,
right? Yeah,
but
I'm going to try to get those to go on sale. Not this weekend, but the following weekend. So try to use my influence there. But yeah, actually, I heard something in Inquisition as well. That sorry to cut you off, but
no,
they actually your male characters would start talking like females, stuff like that.
I haven't experienced that yet.
The audio track was just cut into a different vocal perspective. Like one second you're a British guy, and all of a sudden you're a girly girl. Yeah,
I want to experience that now.
Yeah, I kind of do too, and I have the game. I just for some reason I with it being Origin and Origin always constantly updating, I tried to launch it last night just to play around, and I'm like, Origin updates? Screw this, I'll go to a different game.
Yeah, I don't think it sounds like it just plays like an MMO single player. Like, that's what it looks like too. It looks like an MMO.
Kinda, yeah, because enemies and mining nodes and everything will respawn. Sometimes you will loot something, walk 5 feet away to loot another thing, and it's already respawned somehow.
Then I've watched some of the Let's Plays of it and some of the stories, and it looks like it's really just the same thing. It's the same. It's not expanding on the story, really. I feel like it is.
Well, Dragon Age 2 didn't expand on anything. It was basically just one city, and it was basically filler.
At least it was something different. Like
it was. It was
People hated the combat, but I actually like the combat with the controller. But with the mouse, it's unusable.
Is it?
And really, with the mouse and keyboard, you can just use the old system pretty much. But there's just like less stuff you can do on it. I don't know. At least they're not arresting people for it. That's good.
What do you mean?
So.
Oh yes, good segue.
Like,
God damn.
People getting arrested or getting reported to the police for playing games.
Yes. Okay. So here you go. UK. Good segue. I botched it. My bad. UK schools. Man, it was such a good segue too, and I just stepped on it. Man, I am a horrible person. Okay, so UK schools threaten to report parents.
But not for that. Not for that.
I'm going to start that over so I can cut that. UK schools threaten to report parents who let their kids play 18-plus games. Now, this is in the UK. If you're a parent and you send your kid to school, and the teachers find out, or the administration finds out that you're letting them play Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, which is 18-plus, the administration can report you to the police and social services. This is legit. This is actually going on.
Like,
wait, in the UK?
Yes, UK.
Okay, yeah. So, like, basically, your home life, if it's not acceptable to the student, to the teachers, can be reported to the police. and it's purely on the medium that you consume. Like, does this also apply to rated R movies?
Yes, and that's the thing. Games are judged under the same. I mean, this is based on a comment. Like someone was saying, okay, Spider Simeon or what have you. This shout out. This is the thing in the USA and Canada. Most other places who regulate these things, it is not illegal to buy your kids an anime game. MPAA and ESRB ratings are supposed to be guidelines. In the UK, seems to be the thing. There are. The UK, the games are covered by the British Board of Film Classification Rating System, which covers movies and other media. I kind of switched into a different comment because I was reading the wrong one. It is illegal to buy an 18-rated game for them as it is to buy an 18-rated movie.
Yeah, but that doesn't. So that doesn't mean the parents can't let them watch it, though.
No,
right?
in the UK, it is illegal. Well, you might be seeing that as as a semantic there, but basically, if you show your kid an 18+ game or movie in the UK, it's considered child abuse.
I think it would be like endangerment or
child endangerment
corruption or something.
Yeah,
corrupting.
I don't know the exact law because I don't live there. America.
You don't live in the UK?
America?
How dare
fuck
you?
yeah. Anyway, so America. If you don't like it, get out.
Exactly.
But no, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. And the reason it doesn't make sense is because media it's not going to affect a kid that bad. And kids watch rated R movies and like adult entertainment, like adult type content on TV.
But that's in the United States.
No, even in the UK. Like,
yeah,
they have access to adult entertainment there.
Well, here's the
one thing I will give the UK is at least they have their adult ratings based on violence and not boobs.
That is true. But I lost my train of thought. But in the United States, you can show a rated R movie to someone who's under 17 as long as they're accompanied by a parent, and you leave the censorship to the parent. Now, I'm not 100% sure as to the legalities of the UK in this regard, but it seems like they're very, I mean, it does say early sexualized behavior, vulnerable to sexual exploitation or extreme violence. So, but they're basically targeting boobs are one thing, but sexual content and violence is being looked on very, very bad in the UK.
So no Dawson's Creek?
I know, right?
Dawson's Creek.
I don't want to wait for this show to be over. Anyway,
well, there's actually like a really big like right-wing movement in the UK right now, from what I understand. Like it's a resurgence of like the sort of the religious right in the US. It's weird. Let's not go to politics. Let's not do that. Ultimately,
that was the title of our last show because it was so poignant. Neoconservatives are ruined everything. So yeah, here's the weekly Star Citizen update. They hit 77 million. Stop giving your money to them, please.
No, give more, and you need to give more.
They can't even reach their stretch goals right now.
You only need one paycheck. You only need one paycheck a month, guys. Come on, let's do it. We can do it. We can get them to the 100 million mark together.
Damn it! I refuse to play that game, even though Asus bought me a ship. I refuse to play that game until there's a persistent universe because I want to feel like my actions have some long-term meaning. I don't want to. I don't want to do the dogfighting module. And plus, it gives me time to actually upgrade my PC. So. It's not like Elite Dangerous where it takes like a small little PC to run. This is legit hardware, and that's because guess what? And this is what you said to me. Chris Roberts said so.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it. That's it. The great and powerful Chris Roberts has spoken, and we must accommodate.
Yes.
What?
I want to ask you a question about Star Citizen.
It is the best game ever made.
Have you done the racing?
It is the best racing ever made. No, the racing's pretty fun actually. It's
just one map though, right?
No,
or did they add more?
There's 3 different maps
for
racing. There's two dogfighting maps, 3 different racing maps. They haven't released. They just released 1.1, which is the final version for the combat for like all of the single seaters, and then they're moving to the multi-crew ships next. So
I'm actually really looking forward to riding around in Asus's capital ship.
Well, yeah.
What?
I don't want to be in a capital ship. Like I want like a mid-tier ship. Like that's why I got the Constellation, because it feels like sort of like a Millennium Falcon / Cowboy Bebop type thing.
I love Cowboy Bebop.
Right? Everyone loves Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, such a good ending. Shout out to my dad. We watched that together.
Oh.
Sorry.
Censored Dad.
He's in the audience. He's Papa Taku.
Anyway. The other one that I really like, but no, I think Star Citizen's gonna be good. I don't know. You can't tell yet. There's no game there. I agree, but the reason I gave money to it is because I want something not a AAA game, not from a AAA developer.
Yeah, and people are calling it like it's become the stigma of the biggest vaporware game ever. But they are releasing it slowly. And there's no indication that he's going to take the money and run. I mean, this guy has a very good reputation in the industry, and I didn't put money towards it, but I do have an account and a ship, and I'm happy to be a part of it. But again, I'm waiting for persistent. So
he didn't put money for it, but he's happy to be a freeloader. No, the point.
Hell yeah, dude! Are you kidding?
The point is that it's going to be a good. I think it's going to be a good game. It's going to have good quality. It has a good background, and it's not going to be another Double Fine game.
Where they released half of it because they ran out of money.
And then they asked for more money to finish the second half, and then
fuck that. I mean, to be honest, I wanted to flame the shit out of Double Fine.
I think that Tim Safer actually has 50 sock puppets that work at this company, and that's why it doesn't work.
Now I just want to talk about Double Fine and that whole fiasco. I mean, here's the thing: Space Chem or Deep Space, DF9 or whatever the thing is called. The prototype that they released during the game jam that they did was really good. Like I was like, this game has potential. And then when I saw that they were releasing it, I'm like, oh, the Kickstarter already happened. I'm not giving money to that anyway. But because I've never given anything to Kickstarter in my life. The line I draw in the sand is Kickstarter. I will give early access if I
game
enjoy the
jam,
game.
good potential. Come on, stick to one topic.
You're so mean to me.
Wait, we have topics?
All right.
No, but he was segueing to a different topic while trying to discuss the topic. Finish the thought.
Let me do my thing. This is my show.
But I like combining things. I'm dyslexic.
Hey, that's two of us, not me.
I've actually noticed that's very common amongst streamers.
You mean reamers?
Yeah.
It's because we're so talented.
So what I was saying was is that I draw the line in the sand. I'm going to finish this damn topic. I draw the line in the sand with early access. If I if I like the game for what it looks like, I will buy the pre-order. Anyway, so it looked good, but the Kickstarter, I didn't go for it, and then they released half the game. I'm so glad I missed that bandwagon, and now I just can sit on the sidelines going, yeah, Double Fine is not good right now. I'm so glad I had the foresight, and you guys all suck. I'm a pretentious asshole. Anyway, go ahead.
You are that. So the point is that I can't remember where it was, but I was reading this article, and I was like, now all of the fans finally understand what all of the other developers or publishers that Tim Schafer has worked for are complaining about. And this is why he can't get funded. It's not because he has bad ideas. It's because he doesn't have good follow-through.
Okay. Look. Here is the ultimate right here. Peter Molyneux, the one that's the voice for a Tim Schafer game.
That would be the ultimate in absurdity. Is Tim Schafer funds a Molyneux game? There we go. Perfect storm.
Not what I said, but whatever.
No, it'd be a perfect storm of nothing happens.
A perfect storm of bullshit.
A Microsoft employee is currently listening and will pitch that idea.
And Grinnar with the comedy.
There you go. The other, talking about that, Grinnar had a thing here about early access wins and fails. And fails. So.
And then I happened on a very comprehensive NeoGAF spreadsheet that shows all of the Kickstarters from 75K plus, 25K plus, and under 75K. And I will link this in the link dump. Go ahead.
All right. So we got Lichdom Battle Mage as a win for early access. So you like that game? I'm guessing.
I haven't played it, but I've watched a lot of people, and it has changed a lot. But it drew a large crowd even before it was even finished.
Yeah, it's it doesn't it does look interesting, and also the other thing too is I don't know if it was a win per se, but it does look like a good game came out of it, like a decent game came out of it.
Yeah, and they came up with some pretty cool concepts to put towards anything else.
Yeah,
really.
I remember when I first heard about that game, the developer was like, "I just like mages."
I just like wizards and mages.
Like I like RPGs, but I like being the mage and fuck the other guys. I want a mage to be a fucking mage and be the most powerful thing on the board all the time, no matter what. Like should be able to solve any problem with a fireball.
and you can.
Yeah, that's
and you don't need mana or like limited spells or anything like that. You get like, I think you equip a spell to each hand, and then you just kick butt from there.
Sounds like a roguelike.
Yeah, there has like randomly generated augmentations to the spells.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it's sort of like a roguelike. So the other two that we have that we were talking about as well regarding this was DayZ.
Yes.
DayZ was Kickstarted? Oh, the new one. Okay.
Well, no, early access, not Kickstarter.
Yeah. The early access to the standalone, yeah.
Yeah. So do you think the DayZ's ever going to be finished?
Didn't he go? Oh, he left Arma for sure, but
yeah, he made his own game. That's what DayZ is.
Didn't he bail?
No,
I don't know if anything.
No, there's still patches for it.
Yeah, I think there's still like minor tweaks here and there.
But yeah,
they've recently added cars like within the past like.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's ever going to be like done. And like it's been so based on the Arma 3 engine as well, which is.
I thought they switched engines.
No, it was originally on Arma 2.
Well, yeah. I remember going.
He meant going away from Arma entirely.
Yeah.
Like the Arma engine completely.
I don't know.
No, it's still on Arma.
They should go for Unreal.
They should go for something.
Or Source, but
Source.
This was Source would be a better option at this point because it's free. But
yeah, we were talking about that actually.
Yeah.
That DayZ is everything that or H1Z1 is everything DayZ should be. The problem I have with H1Z1,
such a bad game though.
Yeah, the problem I have with H1Z1 is that it didn't come out soon enough. Like I'm just over zombies now. I'm just done with like all zombie content.
Shout out to Sea Turtle in the chat.
Oh, Seal Turtle. Yeah.
Sorry.
She may have fallen asleep.
I suppose she's known for that?
Nah, it's past midnight.
Oh, okay.
She was ready to go to bed at like 10, I guess.
Oh, I forget you're on the East Coast. So
yeah.
These shows just are brutal on you.
Oh, me? No, I'm good.
Or are you a night owl like me?
I fixed my sleep cycle so I can stay up to like maybe 2.
Ah, okay.
Previously, I was doing like 30-hour days.
But yeah, it's hard to say that Kickstarter is a bad idea because there's a lot of things on this list that are released. I was hyping 7 Days to Die last show. That was a Kickstarter, or at least an early access. It's showing that it was a Kickstarter. Star Citizen was a Kickstarter. That was a Kickstarter when it started, right?
Yep.
Yeah, for sure, it's Kickstarter.
And then they just continued and said, we don't need Kickstarter for this. I am a behemoth.
Well, they only raised $6 million on Kickstarter. That's a paltry sum.
Shovel Knight was a Kickstarter?
Yeah.
Well, that would be seen as a really big success because now they're actually...
We're not talking about Kickstarters. We're talking about early access.
Well, shit.
We can do both.
God damn, why do you have to keep us on track? Don't you know what podcast you're on? I'm not even looking at the time right now. I don't even know where we're at.
I don't know what's going on. I just want Coke and hookers. No, it
was blackjack and hookers.
Blackjack and hookers.
Speaking of Kickstarters, though, there was the Hand of Fate that was fully funded and released recently.
Yeah.
Released?
Re-released, yeah. Released. But no, it is. I've seen videos of that. I saw Total Biscuit playing it on the WTF is, and that game looks awesome. It's an awesome concept, and
it's card based.
Yeah, so it's a third person like action RPG game, but the dungeon is presented through cards.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So it's a randomly generated dungeon, and then like the cards also represent your gear. So in order for you to get gear, you have to play the card from your hand to have the gear to fight.
And all of a sudden, I am interested.
And also the person, like the dealer,
Wish listing now.
the dealer that deals your hand of fate in that game like taunts you throughout the game.
Oh yeah,
fun.
Dude, it's all about the voice acting. Bastion was built on voice acting, and that game was amazing for it.
But no, it's a really interesting idea with a really interesting game mechanic. Like that's the other thing I think a lot of people are missing. A lot of good Kickstarters are getting right that a lot of like failing Kickstarters aren't. Is the good Kickstarters are basing their Kickstarter on a unique game mechanic, like a fun game to play, whereas a lot of failed ones are like, we really have this really, really kooky idea, but it's like this crazy story, man. It's crazy. It's like, what's the gameplay like? It's like, oh, I don't know, shooter, whatever.
Actually, there was a game that was taken off of Kickstarter that basically hooked you up to this machine that anytime you got hit in the game, it would take some of your blood. This is legit. This actually happened.
I know. That was hilarious.
It was called what?
Made by the Red Cross?
No,
Yeah,
it literally, the whole tagline was, we want games
was
to have a real-life element to it.
No, but it was designed to be a way to donate blood. Like it was gonna be at donation centers, so you could play a game and then it would stop at a pint of blood.
Did they also use Oculus things? Because that would just be the only way I would ever consider doing that.
I know. It's I don't think so.
If that's the case, then they're appealing to the younger generation. It's a decent idea, but Kickstarter's like, nope.
That or someone saw Prairie Bible Fellowship. And they took it too seriously.
That's a 30-year-old reference.
On that list of successful Kickstarters was FTL.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I played that game, and I played it. I played like 14 hours straight, and I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah, released, good game. It's really hard to go against some of these. Like the Oculus Rift was kickstarted. That's cool. Leisure Suit Larry's spiritual successor came out. Well, not spiritual. It's an actual full sequel came out. Banner Saga. I mean, I'm just naming. I mean, Shadowrun Returns. These are all really good games that happen from Kickstarter. So we're not saying don't support Kickstarter, but be very, very careful.
Yeah, like there on that list, there's a whole bunch of red.
Yeah,
and where some
Let's
of them.
Name a few.
I actually closed the page.
Oh, you.
Unfortunately, I was lagging, so I was like, I'll just close a bunch of tabs.
Tornado Maker, Real Science, Real Learning was provisional failure, released out of money post, 8 months of silence. Stomping Land, this is what we were talking about the other day.
Hey, poke your eye. Remember, just press F to pay respects.
Oh.
Press F to pay respects. That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Talking about poke your this comment that poke your eye out.
Poke your eyes out games. That's Ed.
Yeah. It's Ed. I'm going to call him Ed then.
Well, I'm assuming it's Ed. I don't think it's Lola.
But no. In the most recent Call of Duty Advanced Warfighter, you press F to pay respects.
Oh.
I heard that the QuickTime events in that game were like clear against the screen, so no one knew how to use them.
If you type into Google press F2, it goes right to press F to pay respects.
Press F to feel.
Yeah, press F to feel.
That's what it says. Press F for the feels. Okay.
That's what you need. That's what you need right there.
Carry us for a second.
Yeah, but so you have this tech news thing here about Fed Silk Road case accused or whatever. That's boring. So
basically, the guys that shut down Silk Road, they skimmed off the top. GG. And now they're being
was that
charged.
MMO?
You're saying that a darknet site that was designed to buy illicit goods and hire assassins skimmed money?
No. The police who shut it down, the feds skipped bitcoins off the top. That's why it's interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
There are 2 former federal agents who are being accused of stealing over $80,000 in bitcoins.
Only 80,000?
Well, one of the guys. I didn't read the other part.
What are they going to do with seize bitcoins? Like, the federal government doesn't even recognize it as a currency. They're not going to spend that shit.
They'll probably go through circle.com and just fix it or something and get money back.
Well, it's recognized in Germany, I think.
Yeah, but the U.S. That's what I said. The U.S. doesn't recognize it as a currency.
Yeah, they just transfer it to euros, and then transfer it to American dollars.
Yeah.
Bing, bang, boom.
Bing, bang, boom, you have money.
Exactly. Plus, a lot of internet places accept Bitcoin, so, just lift off of that.
There you go. You
want a pizza?
Arts?
There you go.
Pizza coin. No,
Actually, I really like the picture there, too. Like, the Bitcoins actually have, the Bitcoin logos on gold coins. It's cool.
Yeah, they look pretty cool.
Yeah, so the picture
they
alone
look like
is worth...
real money.
Actually, they look like game tokens.
Those of us who grew up in the arcade age.
Dude,
yes.
All over that shit. Let's see. Blitz, the game, $200. At the Nickel Arcade, Gauntlet Lost or Dark Legacy, at least $300, and that was 20 cents a play. So, yeah. I mean, I played the shit out of that game.
I love those Gauntlet Legend games.
They're so good. I really wish they would bring a remastered version so we can play online with people.
Yeah, really. I've been saying that for a while.
Warner Brothers, make it happen.
I like the new Gauntlet, but it is far removed.
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's more like the original series than.
Yeah, if they can re-release Legends for remaster for PC and the new systems, I love you long time, and I will buy that. I will buy the pre-order and the collector's edition.
That's
Why
like
not?
$80 right there.
I don't even care, dude. That game.
I know.
Oh,
it would be worth it.
So good. So yeah.
Buy Final Fantasy.
More Final Fantasy. I must have more Final Fantasy.
All right. We need to have an intervention here. You need to play something else for a week.
No, you don't. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Just play Final Fantasy Tactics. It'll be all good.
Shout out to a good game.
Once I get that capture card.
I'm working on it, okay? Once you become a full-time host, maybe.
So has anyone else played City Skyline yet?
No, you mentioned it
I've
every
seen
show,
people
but go
play
ahead.
it. I haven't played it.
God damn it, that game is so fun.
It's so fun, I must mention it every time.
So many changes since XL, which is the one I have.
City XL, it's crap in comparison to City Skyline.
I know it is.
Oh god, it's so good.
XL's still a good game though, but not anywhere.
I tried playing it, but it ran like crap on my PC. It is the only game that has killed. I have a 780 GTX 780 Ti, and that's the only game that's killed my PC.
Sorry, I'm messing around in the outline.
Sorry,
trying to find a good
observation now.
It's fine. I don't really care. I mean, I'm having a ball, and to be honest, this being able to say, "Oh, I got to go and talk about video games for an hour and a half," it's so fun to do, and I'm glad you guys can share it with me, and I actually mean that. But now let's go from someone that's not a complete wussy. Meanwhile in Florida, we didn't do this for last week, and I really apologize. But someone post this link in the Twitch real quick.
One of our most requested items. What's going on in Florida? 2 people mentioned it.
2 people, yes.
60% of our audience.
So I'm just gonna read this out loud. Pants pooping Florida running back says pooping his pants helped his career. Now, this happened in the Birmingham Bowl in January. Running back Adam Lane pooped his pants during play, and there's a really cute picture of him. You can see the evidence above. Pretty embarrassing, right? Not so, said Lane in an interview today. It was the best thing that could have happened. It got a lot of attention and just put me in a place where I was out there publicly and people knew who I was. I really didn't get a lot of grief from it. A lot of people were really more focused on how well I did in the game than anything. I really feel like it was a way... I feel like it was that way because I embraced it. You embraced a piece of poo?
What? Wait. Here's the thing. Pooping your pants is a great career boost. Look at Ted Nugent.
Right? See, you become a board member of the NRA. That's the goal. That's the dream. The dream. The NRA is the dream.
Right?
All right.
No, the I don't know,
references.
Pooping your pants isn't that bad. I mean, I'm sure it could be worse. It could be it could be having sex with your sister. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people doing that in Florida.
Or eating their brains.
That ain't funny, is it, sis?
Exactly. The Panhandle is a terrifying place. I want you to ever go there.
Dude, that thing looks like a penis. It's America's penis.
Yeah, well, the Panhandle's the taint. Then no one wants.
You mean Texas?
Yeah, no. The Texas is the asshole.
Well, what's California?
That's the really nice looking rack.
Yeah, that is.
And Canada's our hat.
And New York is our brain, apparently.
Hey.
Let's move on to some gaming trends. How do we feel about Steam curating content now that it's been out for a while? Please explain this.
Ever since it was like 6 months ago, they changed the front page of like the featured page to be your featured items. Like they added the whole exploring your queue thing, and they added curators like Total Biscuit. So now that it's been out for like 6 months or 4 or 5 months. No, maybe 6 months. How do you guys feel about it? Like, do you think you're getting better results? You're not getting just a bunch of trash still?
I'll be honest. I kind of like the sort of I'm not entirely sure what it's called. Sort of the queue. Yeah, that's what it's called, the queue, where you can go through and it shows you new games based on your gaming habits. I do like that. Like the first thing that comes up is H1Z1 because I've been playing a lot of 7 Days to Die and various things. But yeah, it's nice to go through and check these things and say, oh, wish list, I'll get it on sale.
Yeah, and it's and like you can do like the update stuff, and also I really like the curation thing, like having games like curators of games, so I can like look at the reviews from individual curators that I trust.
I don't know. Some of these are weird. Like, why do I have Dojin Soft Addicts as one of my Steam curators?
Because you're just a Dojin addict.
Do you have a single anime game in your library?
Yeah, I've got Long
There you
Live
go.
the Queen.
Yeah, I have that too.
That is a really hilarious game.
Yeah, it's like, okay, let's save here because I know I'm going to die in 2 turns. Oh, nope, there's nothing I can do because it was a decision I made 5 turns into the game.
There was a free anime like romance game.
Oh
that was
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I got that. I was like, what the fuck is this? And it had spaceships that you fought each other with. God, I can't remember what it's called now.
No. If you go to the free versions and look up anime, you can see a bunch of free games that are anime style that you can get that are like romance stuff. And actually, since we're on the topic, one of my favorite anime games of all time is called Kana Little Sister. It does have a little bit of arrow in it, but if
Wait
you
a minute. I've heard of that.
Yeah, if you take out the arrow, it's still an amazing game. Like it's very psychological. It's about having a little sister that's dying.
But the arrow makes it better.
To be honest, to be honest, it can do without it. To be honest, I mean, it's like it has the whole incest layer or whatever, but it's spoiler.
But aren't they like half
She's
siblings
not your
or
sister.
something
Yeah,
like that? Or not even half siblings?
No, they're
like
step
siblings.
Step siblings. So it kind of undid the whole thing. But even without the arrow, it still was an amazing game. It actually hit me on an emotional level, and I didn't even know I had that. So
heard it here first. People.
Yeah, the
lesbian half-sister sex hits him right in the feels.
A former roommate of mine, like, he cried because of that. But then again, this guy cried about a lot of stuff.
Oh, one of the endings is so tragic. It like
bird anime porn. There's bird
okay, stop.
anime porn.
No,
wait.
Ignore him.
Bird anime porn.
It's an interactive romance novel with birds instead of humans.
Oh, okay.
But there's no like adult stuff in it.
Hateful Boyfriend. I actually got that in the Humble Bundle. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think. I mean, I don't understand the dating sim stuff.
I think it's more of the visual novel, like seeing how things play out type stuff. Like we're actually seeing a rise in a different format of those where it's more of a survival game.
So, do you think? Here's my question, right? Do you think that the visual novel thing is a?
He just read what I said in chat.
I like how you knew that I had read that.
Of course I do.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, okay. So, the visual novel thing in like the Telltale games. Do you think that was like a logical conclusion for the?
You mean?
Yeah, because Telltale games are very much sort of a combination of visual novels,
point and click,
and classical adventure games.
Yeah,
right?
point and click.
With some
King's Quest.
with some visual styling in there.
In action, there is action in there.
It's very few.
Unless you play Jurassic Park, then it's mostly QuickTime events.
Yeah, and I actually bought that for my fiance, and she said it was pretty good, but it was kind of lacking story.
It was pretty glitchy.
Yeah, she went through it all, and she was a little scared because of all the jump scares and stuff. But yeah, it ended up being an okay game. And to be honest, I haven't actually been through the entire Walking Dead yet, because for some reason, when that thing pops up and says she'll remember that, I'm like, I get self-conscious. I'm like, do I want that to happen? Do I have to save? Do I have to go back? Do I have to load? So I'm just like, I have to turn that stuff off, and I haven't yet.
The feels.
Yeah, I heard that game has a ton of feels.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I think they're really good about that. I played the Wolf. I have most of their games. I don't have the Borderlands one or the Game of Thrones. I think those are the only two that I'm missing. And they're really good about, like, the writing is pretty well. It strikes me.
I hear the Borderlands game is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I've been watching Poke Your Eyes Out Games play it, and it's freaking hilarious.
Shout out.
Yeah, I know. Shout out. Sorry. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Dude, we have a live channel. I mean, if people that are listening to this after the fact, they want to join us for the stream schedule, they're more than welcome to.
Yeah. It's just, after my stream, I go and watch other streamers, and it's usually Poke Your Eyes Out Games because they're, like, on all the time.
Yeah.
So, you can cut that part out.
There's two. Nah, it's fine.
That's a little bit of an advertisement.
I'll take it out of your paycheck for that internet money.
My internet money.
Your internet money's going away with all of our...
Oh, man. That mad internet money.
The mad internet money. Let's see. Let's see how many Patreons we have. 0. I didn't even have to wait for the page to load.
Your cut of that 0 just dropped to 0. That's so it.
Good. But to be honest, guys, that actually does help us out. It helps us get better gear and better mics and better, better production equipment, which is very important.
If you pay enough, I can quit my job, and I'd really appreciate that.
I actually promised that I wouldn't quit my job because I enjoy it so much. I actually just got promoted. Holla! So
yeah, that's you.
Yeah. So we're kind of segueing into the post show, but
what were we talking about, anyways?
How do we feel about "fuck you"? Apparently, is in the
fuck you
is in the show notes. Thank you for that, whoever did that.
Oh, wasn't me. Wasn't me.
That was me.
Okay, so yeah, we have the successful. Okay, let's circle back and mention the Twitch interactive games.
Oh, yes.
I know Grinnar wanted to talk about this, and then we'll wrap it up for the night.
Okay. So Twitch has these games where you can type things in, and it impacts whoever's playing. Or, in the case of Twitch Plays Pokemon, only people who were in chat actually impact the game. It's not even like the person who set that up isn't even there. He's like getting a shave somewhere.
Right.
But there's games like Daylight and what was the other one?
Dude, they get so much money just by donations, just by putting that stuff up.
Yeah.
So good.
But these games, there were some other things. One of my friends was playing the Tomb Raider, and people would come in and say die or live or something like that, and it was supposed to increase or decrease difficulty, but it didn't, because it was actually for some other game that I can't remember. And I just remember this on the spot.
I'm okay with this fad, to be honest. I mean, there's something called, I'm not entirely sure what it's called. It's called the VGWC, like the Video Game Wrestling Championship, where someone uses WWE 2014 or what have you. They make video game characters out of it, and they do like the script behind the scenes, and then they just let it run. And it makes this big drama, and people just show up and just throw money at them. It's so amazing. I wish I thought of it.
Yeah.
Big pause.
I think the whole like Twitch interactive thing is really cool because with games like what is it? Choice Chamber. It's someone's playing and then it pulls up like a survey on the right, and then people who are watching get to make choices for certain things. Like they can either choose to give 10 extra lives, 0 extra lives, somewhere in the middle. They can choose to make the person skip a bunch of levels and thus have a hard time because they didn't get a bunch of power-ups along the way. Or they can choose to use hidden commands to help the player, or you can choose to be a complete jerk and change the person's jump to pogo and give them a boomerang as a weapon.
Honestly, what I would really like to see someone do for like that is go ahead and do a version of that for Dark Souls, or like a Dark Souls game. I think that'd be really good. Like
where they can spawn a Dark Wraith or something like that.
It's hard to do it for non-turn-based games, though.
No. So like have interaction in the game where, say, an item's going to drop, right? Or like like they have a certain percentage chance to drop certain items, and it just changes the percentage chance, like based on what the community is saying, making it harder or easier. Or making the enemies harder or easier, like harder to kill, like have more health, that sort of thing.
Well, you play Demon Souls.
I have played Demon Souls. Yes.
Well, there's World Tendency, which if it's white, the enemies are worth less souls.
Right.
But they're easier to kill. And on Black World Tendency, the enemies are extremely hard to kill, and more enemies actually spawn, which are even harder to kill, but they're worth so many more souls, and the item drop rates are a lot higher.
Right.
So, if they could integrate that into Twitch, that would be really cool.
I've never actually heard of this game. I'm actually interested now.
Demon Souls?
No, Daylight.
Daylight.
It's Zombie Studios, man. Dennafen, you can't play. Call back.
I can't play because the studio name is Zombies.
You're so sick of zombies. You're over it.
Yeah, but it's not a zombie. It's not a game about zombies.
Shut your mouth.
I understand.
The rating is 5.8 out of 10 on IGN. Is it good though? Word of mouth?
I don't know.
Daylight?
Yeah.
I actually watched Lola play it, and she's terrified of scary games, and it was awesome. So, yeah, if you actually get scared or, like, creeped out, totally play that game. Especially if you have an audience that will, spawn witches at you.
Is that actual witches from, like, Left 4 Dead?
There's some sort of enemy in the game, and it's actually not that hard to kill them if you have flares, but if you don't, you're screwed, and you can run away. And they do scream, and it is, if you're not expecting it, it will, if you're prone to being frightened by jump scares, yes.
I had to turn off Freddy Got Fingered. I mean, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Daddy, would you like some sausage?
Would you like some sausage? I have a little trout. Oh, Tom Green. You and your 4chan mayhem.
Oh, yeah.
The embodiment of 4chan before 4chan.
No, actually 4chan went on him, and he's like, a barrel roll? A barrel roll. But yeah, it's actually pretty funny. Look it up on YouTube.
But I mean, Tom Green was the embodiment of 4chan before 4chan.
Oh, yes, and that's why they synergized so well with him and started talking to him on his show. And I just closed chat. Awesome. One fewer shots next time. Thank you.
So, your fiance is prone to being frightened of jump scares, right?
Yes.
Have her play Daylight.
I can't do that. She would have to play vicariously through me, and that means me playing and her in the room. So, we play Amnesia together.
Play with the lights off.
Yeah, she won't do that.
Ah.
Yeah, it's a long story. We'll talk about it offline. But
okay. I'm not really trying to push for it.
No, it's fine. It is a story though, and it's interesting. But maybe if we reach our funding goal of 500, I'll talk about it. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna wrap up. Any last final thoughts, you guys?
I like pizza.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of pizza too. I would like to get me some bitcoins from, rating at something or other.
Yeah, if the federal government is interested in donating some ill-gotten bitcoins, I can post my wallet. Whoever wants to, yeah.
Okay, so Anyway, this has been Just Let It Happen podcast. We enjoy you guys coming out. Thank you for the overwhelming support we got in the chat room today. You guys made us feel really good. So let's keep this going. Shout out to Poke Your Eyes Out Games and Grinnar. You were amazing. You guys hosting this channel, you guys are pretty. You guys really touched me there, and I really appreciate it. So getting the word out.
I like how he's unintentionally doing the sexual innuendo. Pretty good.
Touch me if you love me.
He's so used to it, he can't stop himself.
It's impossible. Anyway, so this has been Just Let It Happen podcast. We appreciate you guys coming out. Like us, comment on us, subscribe, look for us on iTunes and chat. Support our Patreon. I love you guys. Have a good day. Have a good night.